that time frame we had after COVID where customers were coming in and were willing to buy whatever it is that was being put out. If you haven't noticed, pay attention. Those days are long gone. I mean, let's think about it now with the C.A.R.S rule. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull that up here because with the C.A.R.S rule, let me go and find it. Let's see here, because the FTC C.A.R.S rule is changing the game. And the reason why this rule has been implemented is because you had a lot of dealerships out there doing bait and switches and throwing all types of fees in on customers that they were unable to justify. A customer doesn't mind spending money on something if it's a part of the deal, but just to find out that things were getting thrown in just because they could, wasn't really working well as far as on the consumer's behalf. So due to a lot of complaints and a lot of work, they went in and got with the FTC and they come out with the C.A.R.S rule. And now what this C.A.R.S rule means is that any salespeople, as they are engaging, sharing information with customers, have to be extremely careful on what they say something costs, and then try to jack the price up on them by not making them aware of things that are addendums that are on the vehicle that are an additional price on it, but rather people are making the customer believe it's just a part of it and it just has to be there and they have no option. Those days are long gone. And there are stores that are being fined $31,000 per infraction. So just something simple as a salesperson mistakenly telling a customer that a vehicle comes with a particular product or service that it doesn't. It's like making them feel like they have Apple Play and it doesn't. Really, it's only a 3-month free subscription, but it's something that they have to pay for after all. But the customer believes that this is a part of the purchase and this is a membership that they have. Something as small and seemingly minute as that could cost a store $31,000. And I'm willing to bet money they didn't make $31,000 on that deal. They're not having to kick it out. So making sure that your service advisors, your salespeople, anyone that's on the front end, your BDC departments, that when they're making these phone calls or they're greeting these customers, that they are aware of the C.A.R.S rule and how violating that can have a tremendously negative impact on their employment at the dealership and on the dealership as a whole. So the industry is going through some transitions, but the one transition that is not going through is people. We're in the people business. We have always been in the people business. And I tell folks all the time, I've never sold a car to a person, but I helped thousands of people buy during my selling time. People hate to be sold, but they love to buy, right? Think about that. People hate to be sold, but they love to buy. So when folks get into the sales arena, they believe they have to give off this energy of a salesperson. No, just be a person. Be somebody that's insightful, somebody that is knowledgeable, somebody that is energetic, and somebody that is a problem solver, a solution provider. If you come from those areas, I want to be a solution provider. I'm here to be a problem solver. I want to help this family or these individuals get, gain, have, own, or possess this particular vehicle to help them achieve, gain, whatever it is that they hope to achieve or gain. And that's really what this is all about. And the better that's done, the income is tied into it. And that's the beautiful thing about this business. It's kind of like going to a restaurant. If that waiter or waitress doesn't make you feel like it was their pleasure to wait on you, guess how we get them back? When it's tip time. It's the same exact thing in the automotive industry. If that customer doesn't feel like everything that we're doing is to help them, is to benefit them, is for their benefit, guess how they get us back? When we ask for the order and we want to start bucking over nickels and dimes and pennies. A lot of times it's not the asking price that they're upset about or that they're tripping about. It's that they don't feel like it's worth that from that person that asked it. They don't believe that they received a $35,000 presentation on a $30,000 vehicle. They believe they received a $25,000 presentation on a $30,000 vehicle. That's why they only want it for $25,000. The other person did a $35,000 or a $40,000 presentation on a $30,000 vehicle, and guess what? The person wants to sign at first pencil. So it all boils down to the basics, making sure that the salespeople, if they don't know what to say, they're only saying, you know what, that's a great question. I want to make sure I get you the right information. So I'm going to write that down, that they're doing that rather than saying, well, it's this, or I think it's this. Don't guess. No, making sure that they're taking their time. And y'all remember that time in the business where, and some managers still do this, I don't know why, where when they have the worksheet and they're going over the numbers with the customer, they instruct them to just take the pen and just breeze by all of those numbers over there, those thousands of dollars over there on the left side of that page. If you're looking at it from the salesperson seat, and if you're on the customer seat, all those numbers on the right side of the page, just breeze over that as if they won't notice. And obviously these people know nothing about marketing, because if you don't want to attract somebody's attention to something, do whatever you can to try to block it, cover it, shield it, or distract them. It almost like subconsciously makes us want to know even more. So when we breeze over that and act like, oh, there's nothing to see here, and there's thousands of dollars there, that makes that customer want to know more. And now when they get to asking, hey, what is this doc fee for? You know, what is this particular fee for? What is this for? What is this paint protection? What is this, that, and the other? And the sales rep does not have a intelligent way to articulate that to the guest. They won't see any value. They'll think you're shamming them, and it's over. That's why when the customer goes in with the business manager, it's almost like they're starting over if they're dealing with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, because the sales associate is supposed to set the stage before the customer goes in with the business manager. The reason why customers think whenever they agree to make a purchase, they feel like, oh, now the dealership is going to get me and going to try to sell me all types of stuff that I don't need, when in reality, every single product that is offered to a customer that buys is of tremendous value to them if explained the right way, if explained at all. But most times the sales rep is so happy that the customer agreed, they don't say anything. So now when they go in with the business manager and they're offering gap, they're offering extensions on coverages, the customer says, oh, see, they trying to get me. Here they go, try to offer me this stuff. No, ma'am or sir or person, all they're doing is offering you extensions or additional coverages that your sales professional should have educated you on, that comes with this vehicle already, and how having these and maybe even extending these or maybe even adding this additional protection could not only maintain but increase the value of your vehicle when you're ready to sell it, trade against it, or if you decide to just keep it. So
did you know, according to a recent Forbes article, 58% of customers will pay more for better customer service? As the automotive market gets more competitive, sales training is more important than ever. This is where Brian Maxwell comes in. For over a decade, Brian Maxwell provides sales training for some of the biggest dealer groups in the country, and for manufacturers such as Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and many others. Brian has also trained over 10,000 automotive sales associates worldwide. Brian Maxwell's value is in the fact that he provides real-world, simple-to-follow, and easy-to-apply sales training to your team. His training helps sales teams convert consistently with higher profit margins and how to leverage social media to generate qualified leads. He does this by applying all aspects of learning, utilizing classroom training, role-playing, and one-on-one evaluations. This allows your sales teams to hear, see, and apply selling methods that flat out work. Knowing that results and profits are the only way to establish a long-term working relationship, Brian Maxwell's focus is results and profit-orientated. So, if you'd like to supercharge the customer experience, your sales team's production, and your bottom line, schedule a time for a consultation with Brian Maxwell today.